I fixed it. A little bit of a, I think, still had views open. So today, close these. Let's look at the Warbeans to do. Actually, the to-do list is like I'm just kind of hammering away at this new progression system with the buildings, and we're going to start, I think, with the map. So for this, so we've got this area. I mean, we'll see. I'm kind of hitting it at whatever angle I please at the moment. So we go here, and we're in this space where we can scroll around a space. So if we fill this with stuff that looks like a town, then we're a big chunk of the way there. And, we will have a bunch of buildings that you can click on, and it will be obvious you can click on them. So, they should definitely have, like, some kind of highlight. And then you click on a building, and you get... And let's check that that's just the audio thing. Yes, an audio thing. Right. You click on that building, and you get, like, the skill tree for that building. And then we'll need a close button as well. Should we just whack that in? Do we have that? So I haven't used these prefabs for a while, so I need to familiarize myself with them again. But as far as I know, we don't have like so we don't have a just like basically I want this button. So I'm looking at this one. This is how you would exit the scene itself. Just want to make sure that even does anything. Doesn't do anything. Right. Okay. So what should happen when you press play? So we're doing the map, which is part of the story mode as well. So we press play. And we should enter a map. So let's make a new scene called map. And actually moving again, I'm going to take... this is a fairly drastic change I have to do where basically I need to separate it. This is something actually I was lucky enough to talk to a senior programmer and they told me about this. They told me about this programming principle that basically you have all of your like stats that you're holding on the same object, and throughout. So at the moment, it's like we've got this GM, and this has like all our weapons, characters, items, scenery, artifacts, all that kind of stuff. And basically like that should be an object that doesn't destroy on load rather than being attached to the GM, and then different like things are attached to different scripts basically, like and so for one thing, if I want to access the like I have to copy that from the title screen. I could just use a prefab. I have to have a copy of it in the title screen. So that we can see the encyclopedia. So I could have like a prefab, but I think just having an object that doesn't destroy on load, which would be like, I guess, so we've just got it on title canvas. So I would want it to be like a new object. And then the Steam Manager don't destroy on, because there's something like don't destroy on load. Okay, So I think that's like just going to add it to the list. So we don't actually have to make a script just to do that. We can just say, can we just make a, actually don't, no, okay. I was wondering if Unity maybe had a component which was don't destroy on load, which would be helpful. But so I'm going to take, yeah, new object. So yeah, we'll do that in upgrades or one of the scripts that we have on here. So we would take all of this stuff. So yeah, artifacts. And we'll call this like stuff, I guess. Might actually be easier to just duplicate this, like strip it. Actually, we would want to copy it from like GM in here. Actually, so should we do that instead? Let's go prefabs, because the most updated version is going to be in main game here. So I want to take this, copy it into title screen. There we go. We'll call this stuff. And it's got everything except that. Weapons, characters, items, scenery, shadow mover, no. Why would that be on? Oh, okay, yeah, interesting. Okay. Tips, artifact, tips can come up anywhere. Artifacts, scenery. I don't think scenery needs to be everywhere. Items. We may end up doing items completely differently. So like, yeah, wouldn't it be nice if in the encyclopedia you could refactor items work in encyclopedia. Okay, but we can. And otherwise, it's not relevant outside of this context. So weapons, characters, artifacts, tips, upgrades are all stored here. And I think it makes sense for in the upgrades place. So what do? You say okay. So this is quite big, but yeah, let's get this out of the way. It's definitely worth doing, given all the changes I'm gonna make and stuff I need to sort out. I started this project with the help of some vibe coding AI like stuff, and to be honest, it's really just added to the workload, so I haven't used it much for a while except for like translations and stuff. But yeah, it's definitely given me a massive technical debt. Okay. So we want to go into scenes, main game, and now here on GM, we don't need all of these things. We do need that still. We do need that. do need that. Okay, so is there anywhere else where that ends up appearing? Like we wanted to have it in the beanstalk, but we went against that. Yeah, beanstalk's old news. Human base. Okay, yeah, so that moves the camera. This will probably become a base that can have lots of different, what should we call this? Like basically instead of it being human base, it'll just change to different ones. Like I'll have an object that switches on or off or prefab or something. Okay. Barracks, yeah. Kind of losing myself. I don't have my list because I'm kind of just attacking it whatever angle, but yeah, so let's test that this object persists, and then I think the main thing that's going to need to happen, so yeah, if we go title canvas and yeah, remove all of these, I guess factions should be on this stuff object. I guess factions would come after. I guess they'd come first. Okay. Okay, that simplifies things a lot. So we should be okay. Let's just see what breaks, because I know that there's. I feel like it's not going to be able to get to these. Like, where are we referencing? Because I would have thought we had title screen as a reference to. The title screen would have a reference to like upgrades and weapons and stuff like that. Oh, really? So we go here. Oh, we can just see them all. Okay, so that's working nicely. Okay, here we go. Okay, so options menu. Okay, that'll be it. So options canvas. And so this would have a missing. So this is a mess. But yeah, it needs to have a reference to upgrades. So that would be on stuff. Okay, there would be smoother ways of doing this, like really, and yeah, like really. We should just like be able to reference stuff, kind of like how we do with the GM. Like, yeah, I think that's how I should do it. so we go public static stuff C, and then we go void awake stuff equals, is that right? Yeah, stuff.c. Yeah, and then we'll have, is this right? Stuff equals C equals get component stuff, and then C would have okay. Would it be like, what's the thing where it's serialized field? Yeah. But then I think that's dodgy. Wait, so these do have to be public so that we can like mess with them. And then yeah, we do like that. Okay. And then so I want to just try this. Okay, so this appears quite a few times here, but this would be stuff.c.upgrades. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Oh, looks like that's just worked. Cool. Yeah, could I just static weapons? I'm like figuring out very like basic stuff for an advanced programmer, but still just like experimenting, you know, self-taught and all that. Public. So if that's just public static weapons, and then yeah, we do that. Well, let's just do it with upgrades. And that should work, and that's much cleaner, obviously. Yep, looks like that's just worked. Okay, good. It felt like it was running slow. I wonder if that was for silly reasons. Yeah, it's running fine. Silly reasons. It's not like something code was triggering too many times or something. Right. Okay, so yeah, this feels like it's going to be a really smooth transition then. So GM, so the easiest way to do this is going to be do it straight from the code. And we say we don't store these here. We'll store that for now. We don't store this. We don't store this. So we don't store weapons. We don't store artifacts or any of that stuff. Yeah, okay. There's too much shit in here. That's why this is a good, you know, bit of refactoring is in order for sure. Okay, so ideally we're not going to need this shit because I'm doing the libraries in a better way. We don't need this like spaghetti of like wait till this is initialized. It should just initialize at start. In fact, like anything here is going to be initialized by the time we get here. So I'm just going to delete this one, right? In fact, I'm going to go a step further. I'm going to get rid of this bool. Can I control, please? Can I control click that? No? Okay. Upgrades. Too many things open. Upgrades. Oh yeah, there's an interesting point here that that this does take a while because it's such a big bit of code. So maybe the answer then, yeah, have it initialize. Like we just might want to keep this. So, but we definitely don't need it in GM. So back to GM. We don't need this. I'm just going to go through all of these and okay, so this should be GM to see the upgrade should just be upgrades.getUpgrade, and upgrade has been set. But because we're doing this get, so can we just do public static upgrade get upgrade, and then the list of upgrades becomes static? But yeah, that should be the case because it's not something that like changes or anything, and we just want to be able to access it easily. So we go, yeah, upgrades. Why is that not? But that okay, this one, let's see. So if you give it 2 strings, it asks about the faction. Why do we even have this? That's really bad that that's just a lowercase upgrades. It should be like upgrade list. Let's go ahead and do that. Or all upgrades. So it's going to be a lot of lines to change now. Oh dear. Okay, we've got a lot of these, so let's do. We could be using the get upgrade thing here. Never mind. Yep. Oh, this is going to be a doozy. Okay. I think I'm safe to change all. Okay, see if that compiles. Okay. Yeah, delete that because ideally I won't need it. Like everything should have been loaded before we enter a battle. So before an enemy spawner ever appears. Okay. I guess what we want to do is test that. And yeah, I think one of the things we want to put on there is SFX. Although I think I did like a okay, so SFX is a prefab, but I think it's better off as a yeah, maybe it is fun like this. Or maybe SFX just because this stores sound effects but also plays them. I mean, I think that's probably good actually. So I would say I would copy this. And this. And then delete this. And actually delete the prefab. this is defunct, I think. Okay, so the SFX player might want to be like attached to the camera. We'll see. Beanstalk's done with, but I'm just going to keep it in case I need to copy anything from there. And yeah, achievements is going to be completely done as well. Okay, title screen. With that, just thinking like, how do we make it so that it ignores the distance from the player? That might do it. Oh, hello. I think I know what's happened. Yeah, we don't want you here. Okay, yeah, we do want this. Expect that to work. Yeah, sorry, just something I was thinking of last night actually is games should be hero versus hero instead of picking. It's quite an important design choice, but I think it will. Enemy faction. You choose, yes, new sentence. You choose that'll be good, and that'll be really helpful for the story as well. I think it would be great. Okay. This is working surprisingly well. I guess we'll just do a quick playthrough just to see. Oof, that's taking a while. I wonder if that's something to do with this. Oh no. Okay, sometimes it takes longer when I run it through Unity and stuff like that. Okay. Yeah, debuff mana. Okay, yeah, let's do a run. So far, so good. Need to make sure I'm always using my lightning on cooldown. Okay, yeah, let's get a fire starter. It's one of the main things I'm keen to do is to make the debuffs on units look better. So it's not just like washing them out with colour. It's not too loud, is it? I think that's a reroll. No, let's get AoE. AoE's fun. Save the reroll. Yeah, is it not? Yeah, it's usually how I have it. Tell me if it's too loud. I don't know if it was just my headphones. Okay. Yeah, we'll just choose this because it synergizes, because it's a combo. Yeah. Well, so far so good. That's a good sign, considering how kind of fundamental the change I made was. You just check everything's like I haven't got 10 of the don't destroy and load objects and stuff like that. Yeah, no, seems fine. Okay. Big range. Actually works well with chain lightning as well. I think chain heal. Just to get some healing in the mix. Debuff. Debuff is too powerful. I need to change it to be like you can have a debuff one, but it should be elements. It should be debuff specific. So there shouldn't be one like here's a reward just for debuffing your enemy. It should be here's a reward for giving this specific debuff. I've already added that to my notes. Because otherwise debuff builds are too powerful, and as soon as you end up in one, like every single pick of yours is set, and I think that's just a bit boring. Okay, I can do my ulti and wait for a little pack. Wow. Okay, feeling a bit OP. Game's still not as, like its final form in terms of balance, so don't worry. Let's go with this, upgrading this guy. Yeah, I'm really bothered by the way the debuffs look compared to how they could look. So that should be an exciting change. And yeah, this refactoring job that I just did was went much quicker than I thought it would. So that's nice. I mean, so far there's no bugs. Oh, hello. Hey, baby. How's it going? Thanks for joining. How does the game look? Because I'm not sure you've seen it for a while. That might be OP, that move. We might need to tone that down a bit. I just need to write something down. Is yeah, segmented bar. Don't know why I didn't think that's such an obvious one. Yeah, looks like we're winning quite easily. Last time I did this setup, I didn't actually win. Yeah, the shadow of the clouds is a nice touch, I think. Okay, fast control summon it. Okay, yeah, this seems good. So like we get buffed like crazy whenever I do my ultimate, and I do my ultimate quite a lot because we get mana from debuffing people. This should be one of those really OP builds. We'll see. Okay, that's gonna be a good pick. Yeah, looks like we're winning handily. The game does run so much better when I'm not playing it from Unity. So I'm a bit disappointed with the performance at this stage, but it runs much better outside of Unity for sure. Oh, that's definitely OP. Alright, yeah. Nerf. Deshitar. What did I get? Some stuff. definitely OP. This is cool, this tomb here, having to deal with that. Feels like a good fight. Way OP. Yeah, let's get warlocks. Oh, I'm getting murked now. Okay. Wonder why that is. Well, I'm not too worried about balancing. I just want to just testing that this refactoring worked, and it seems like it did. Yeah. Rerolls. Big old zombie. Big old what's it called? Okay, so why am I getting so horribly destroyed as this faction? Okay, let's get another zapper. That'll be good. Is it those greys? Are the greys just too good? Because they give such a strong buff and they kind of don't run into battles, so they don't get killed. Oh dear. Oh dear, okay. See if I can use this OP ulti to swing a victory out of this. I'm gonna die. Damn it!
I did die.
Yeah, I died.
Try again.
Try again, yeah, well, I was just testing that the game was working and it seems like it is. So I made some big changes. Okay. Right, kind of ahead of ourselves then. So that's something on the list. Where is that code? Okay, yeah, I think this is because of loading the wrong scene, which is expected. Okay. There we are. That was the thing I wanted to do. Oof. Oh, what's wrong, my boy?
I'm here.
Okay. So what we want now, so now that we've done that, it sort of means that, yeah, when I make a new scene, which is the map, or start editing the base scene, then, yeah, we've got these kind of crucial parts. So they can sit there at the top. And stuff and Steam Manager are the only things that need to really be there. So I just need like my sort of standardized, so I'll just copy this into a new scene, I guess. Kind of want the like same camera and everything. And I guess I would have options canvas, but I've been using a prefab when actually I just need to do a don't destroy on load thing. But you know, I'm not going to bother with refactoring that now. So if we went, and yeah, event system will need, and so yeah, new scene. And we'll call this map. Okay. So we're not having this, but we will have a, I mean, I guess what I want is an object similar to what I have here actually. The building. So yeah, barracks. I'll just copy the code from there, I guess. So yeah, we'll do map. Get rid of all of this. So yeah, I think we'll have a canvas, but that won't be what's in it. Not. So it's just the canvas. And I think we'll use, so like let's say we had a map, and I think for now I'm just gonna use some like placeholder images. I think I'll just use, yeah, here we go. Can I just download this? Everything's all, yeah, WPS now. I think I can just do a screen grab. Do I have something for placeholders? I don't think I've used them yet, or if I did, yeah, I did have some before for the characters, but let's call this. Okay, yeah, and so that's going to be single. yeah, we'll just have it so it fills the screen. I could just stretch it. Yeah, so it's about right. It's going to be quite different to that, but just to sort of help visualize it a little bit. And then on this map, we would have, and I'm just going to use trees for now. There's something to be said for using a UI instead of sprites, because then it kind of changes properly for different resolutions, for different aspect ratios. But so like this is 21 by 9, this is 16 by 9. So we just kind of lose the edges. So I think the trick though is to just keep everything within the 16 by 9 ratio. In this case, so yeah, I mean, just so that would just be extra map for the widescreeners, right? So we would want this to have. Yeah, that works. Oh, let's just have it actually in front. So this would be a location. Let's make this. This is not going to be an exact number, but the Z distance should. And then these can also be placed at 5. And so these would be locations that you can click on, but they could do a number of things, like, because once you're in the map, we would still want like a back button to get back to the main menu. I haven't thought too strongly about that, but it's very simple just to have the button from just like what we have so far. We just have this one. Where does that live? Exit button. We have one of those. So that's how you would leave the map. And then basically like everything you do. So like there might be a quick match button type thing, but basically this is your map. Like you choose which faction, like you choose a location to go, and it will be bases. Click on the base, get to and see the base, or a mission, which would be a story mission, which would have the little dotted line map. And the story mission, I guess, would like, yeah, play the scenes and then just kind of preload you into a match. It would put you at the character select screen without and like but pick your characters for you, so you still have to press the button, but you're like locked in, and then you do the match, and you know you're officially doing that bit of the story. So the story stuff will happen, cutscenes and special conditions and stuff. So yeah, that makes sense. But just staying off the story mode for the moment and thinking about, okay, you click on a town. A town's never going to have a mission in it. It's never just going to launch a match. A town is where you, or like a base is where you're going to get to the base scene. Let's call this base And yeah, no, let's keep it human base. Okay. So this has a box collider, and it will have a code similar to so I'm going to call this, I guess, something similar. I would make it yeah, map base container. This is where the base lives. My lovely tidy scripts folder. Yeah, no, I guess we would have a script called map, but let's just cut that for now. And what would it have? Yeah, it would have a base. And yeah, we'll just do a very similar thing, just so we don't have to redesign this code structure. So and I guess we'd say map dot open base. Okay. What is that? Never mind. Okay. Okay, and here was the thing. This is where we wanted this stuff to go. We wanted this stuff to go on the stuff. This undestroyable object or basis dot add base new base names equals new list string. We'll give it a name, call it human town. there'd be like some Latin for that, like what's the thing for human? What is the Latin for human? I don't know. Anyway, so you could call it like that ton, human ton. Descriptions. Let's call it a human town. I do want to collect all the sprites onto one script in the same way. But yeah, sprite can be null for now. Why would we need to know? Like, we don't actually even really need to have the buildings in, because we're not going to spawn them one by one. I don't know. Where do we make the buildings? Where did we do that? Okay, we'll figure that out later. I'm going to leave this for now. In fact, I'm going to delete it. So I'm not sure we need all this. Like, we definitely need, I definitely want to make it here. And then, yeah, on the map, the base container. We do get weapon. Should know this function by now. What's wrong with this? Is base some other thing? Huh? Okay. So base is a bad name then? Never mind. Sweating. Not even moving. Yeah, maps, open base, building. Okay, so if you click on me, open my base. And so this would have to be called so if you click on human town, open base, human town. Do we need to, I think this can be a, yeah, public. Can I say this, or is it going to give me that blue nonsense? No, that's annoying. Okay, well, I've got it B. So base is a bad internal name for anything in Unity, it seems. Okay, if what am I doing? Base container map.openBase base, and for the moment. Well, and actually, we could just go straight ahead and okay, why can't I click on that? Ah. How come it was able to load it before then? And what we want is actually what I'd like is just to be able to no, again, what I'd like is just to be able to not have to start from title screen. Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted. Nice. Okay, but how come that didn't give me anything this time? Hmm. Okay, yeah, let's do it from the title screen. Yeah, it's nice not having to like troubleshoot shit like that anymore. Just knowing these tricks, knowing these things to check. So what we want is when we press play from the title screen, just do it from here for now, map. Yeah. So it would be like, yeah, quick play would just take you straight to character select with like, yeah, just take you straight to character select, while another button would be like story mode and takes you to the map. Or campaign, I guess would be the word for it. Oh, and it's just working now. Okay, probably because I linked those things up properly. Nice, lovely. And then, of course, nothing happens when we press these buttons, but that is a really good start. It's a really good, like we've gotten that far. We have a map. The map's like so simple. You know, it was a time when that would have taken me quite a while to figure that out, but it is really simple. Obviously, we have them grow when stuff happens, but if I just populate this with things and make them match the names in the scripts I make, then it will, you know, it will know what I've been doing. So yeah, I need to make a little X button from here. Need to make sure this button works to actually go back to the map. Yeah, need to make a button to close this panel. Need to add the buildings, and yeah, I mean, I guess one of the big ones is what happens when I press these buttons. So I'm gonna start, like, to make life easier on myself, I'm gonna start like breaking down the task. And actually, we already have it here. Update beanstalk. Okay, yeah. We've got that down. So make it so that pressing buttons building panel unlocks the thing, like obviously. Yeah, that'll do it. So that would be like, which button are we going to use? Are we going to use like the old leaf for now? That might be the way to do it. So the way I've chosen to do this is to actually be in the scene. So this we can already make a folder for Buildings. Reset that. Yeah, so there we have buildings. And yeah, when you click on one, it opens up the building panel, and depending on which building you've clicked on, it will open a little thing that should match the name. And from here, so I would have, and I need to be clear on like what these should look like. I mean, basically I'm going to redo the UI anyway. So I think option button is good. I need to, because it's already got like a lot of the stuff I need for it. Where's the actual... like bit where we make it do the thing? I guess it just doesn't have one yet. Okay. Like I have to add that myself. Okay, that's good. All right, so option button. So I think we want to make a prefab variant. This is completely defunct. So I think I can safely delete this prefab. I do have backups. But yeah, I don't see myself needing this again. We're actually just going to use an option button. And then how do I do like a prefab variant again? How do I make a prefab variant? Okay, I think that should do it. And yeah, if we say this is HP1, and yeah, if the name of the button basically matches the upgrade as written, then it should. Okay, so I think actually what I should do is make some of these, make at least a few of these. So leafs, we're calling them leafs for now. Except I think, yeah, we'll make the list of leaves and then we'll figure out how that speaks with the save file, because they'll have a list of leaves, and I think it should like handle things if there's a mismatch, basically, as there will be as I update the game. New leaf, and actually I just go. So a leaf has do HP 1. Permanently boosts all allied. Is this just for the hero or for the allies? Let's just say permanently boosts hero HP by, like, maybe 8. Actually, maybe it would be like, yeah. I should write this down. Definitely add hero specific leaves, and then maybe we don't have just global ones. Yeah, I think it should be global ones. Well, let's not change the plan while we're doing it. Right, so, and then it does previous upgrade names would be none, but we'll just make that. Do we actually still have? Okay, yeah, we do. So this, we can actually just copy this. Yeah, we can actually just totally copy this. Okay, where's that all the way over there? It's annoying. Come on. Okay, never mind. Stay there if you want. Can't be bothered to do that for each of them. So yeah, we've got this effect names thing. I mean, there's another bit of code that I want to refactor, is like the idea that you just have a stat, and then that will really simplify the bus. The thing is, I don't need to do that. But we could easily just have, like, it's got a stat on it, which, and then buffs would just be much easier and so on. Like, that would make life a bit easier. Okay, so that's how much it does it by. So effect values. Yeah, so what we would want is stats, actually. So I think I'm going to, like, just because I'm in that kind of mood, like we're really kind of shaking things up, I'm going to completely pivot from what I was doing to make stats, because I don't... yeah, I guess we could just for testing... just to, like, get this right, and then we have... But yeah, I think that's the next thing I'm going to do. It's going to be fairly straightforward. But it's potentially quite a big deal. So when we open Base Manager, I guess, yeah, we would have building, Yeah, we will be in base manager. So and what we want to do is basically when we start, or when we like refresh, so open building, so yeah, we set it active to true, and then basically we want to like go for each no, for each transform trans in building panel content, yeah, for each transform in there, leaf button, I mean, no, it should already be that. Okay, yeah. If yeah, so then building and then it's like if trans dot name, no, like building is for each, it's too hot for this shit. Leaf, yeah, so if the leaf is attached to, if it's attached to a leaf, so it should be like that, and then new leaf button dot, do we have, what do we have in here? Yeah, dot image equals you. This could just go on the thing itself. Leafs don't have sprites, but they should. So and oh, there's another thing I want to refactor, which is to put all the sprites in the same place. Is that wise at this point? I mean, I could just say equals grades dot rations. Except no, that hasn't got one yet. Thing is, this is going to happen before. Although no, it should have happened after, right? Because this is leaves, but because we're putting it on the same bit. Are we? I think we are putting it on the same bit. So that actually on stuff, we want leaves. But basically, if we're looking for a sprite, then yeah, all sprites should be kind of set up, unless we're coming from the stats thing. No, okay, let's go all in and properly. And this is going to be a fair bit of work, but trying to do things properly. God, the fucking technical debt I had from trying to experiment with vibe coding, definitely. Well, I recommend it to try it, but like throw away that, but just be just rewrite everything basically, because you're gonna have to. Sprite. So this would be sprites dot, and then I guess it would be. So it would be how do we do it? Could we do sprites dot get sprite? Because the sprite's not going to have a name, is it? Is there a sprite dot name? Can I get the name of the sprite that we're referencing? Or do we just go stuff, which it doesn't have yet, but yeah, stuff.sprites.hp sprite, basically. So then stuff will have one for sprites. So yeah, we should have. I mean, I always. So basically, what I did is in upgrades, in weapons, and so on, I have the sprite. So on weapons, just to explain what I'm doing a bit. On weapons, I have the sprites and the audio stuff, but mainly the sprites that we need for each weapon, stored. On the actual weapon script, when actually it should be stored. Sprites should be stored in their own place, and I think like with weapons it's fine, but the main reason is like, oh, here's some for talents, right, which gets set. I mean, shit. Could I just go? Just so I don't have to refactor things, I could go stuff. I could go stuff dot upgrades dot rations. Where do we keep? Yeah, so ration sprite. Ah, it's private. So it shouldn't be private. I don't know why it would be private. So let's do anything that's a serialized field private. Let's just go ahead and make that public. This is something that the AI did, and I was like, I don't understand why that's a good idea, but you know, let's trust in it so that it works. And I don't see how it's benefited. Maybe someone can explain that to me one day. So when we're stuff.upgrades.rations sprite, basically, that'll do it. And that way I don't have to refactor everything. So I'll probably stick with that. Yeah. But you know, I've started the work in case I want to change that. So one of the things we do and then how did we do it in Beanstalk? Oh, thanks for joining, Simple. Yeah, watch whenever you like. Got some of the older streams as well if you want to watch like a finished one. Be able to scroll through the bits where I'm thinking and scratching my head and crashing out. Okay. Or, you know, refactoring code, doing the slightly less exciting stuff. I'm so like I'm sweat is literally dripping down my head. So my brain isn't working at full capacity, so forgive me for the slow speed. So yeah, the image.sprite should be the leaf sprite. That's what we've accomplished there. But then we want to do the whole thing of like if the leaf isn't unlocked. How did I do that? I guess I can just, because what we've done is we've matched, so for each thing in the thing we're opening, and this isn't going to live here, but we'll just finish this code and then move it to an appropriate spot. So yeah, if new leaf button dot unlocked is equal to false. New leaf button dot. How did we do that before? Dot new leaf button dot selectable dot yeah. How did we do that? How did we do that in the Beanstalk? Huh. Did I delete that code then? I mean, I could go dig it up. It wouldn't take very long, but I'm kind of like, I kind of know what I'm looking for here. So yeah, if it's unlocked, if it's locked, that means we haven't bought it yet. So if it's unlocked, then it's like, yeah, I think if I look at the prefab for Isn't that selectable? Okay, let's do enabled equals false. No, if it's unlocked, yeah, it's enabled false. And do we have idle button disabled? Basically, we'll want to make it button like leaf is acquired, and then otherwise it's either available or not available. If and then we want to do a thing where we check if the previous ones. I swear, did I really delete that code? I'll do like for each. For each. Yeah. So like. If meta progress dot and we would definitely want to use the leaf would definitely want to refer to the meta progress thing. So yeah. So if the leaf so basically like have we got the prerequisites? So if, and I've got my brain is going so slow. So yeah, for each string prereq in uleaf button dot leaf dot prereq rev upgrade names. First of default here. animation might override that or something, but let's see how this works. And actually, yeah, this would go up here. Why do we have this here? Shouldn't that have been... Okay, that's on press, I see, yeah. Yeah. Okay, good, yeah. Okay. Where have we gone? Base manager, there you are. There'll be some script execution nonsense with this, but I'm prepared for that. Going to put this like crudely over here for the minute. Okay, let's see how we get on with that. For one thing, that shouldn't be open. So let's do. Okay. So we would want basically we want leaves to happen before So I think that's it. Yeah, and then get leaf is going to be asking for, so I need to do the bit which makes yeah, so let's uncomment this for the moment. So this is all the leaves. And we're going to change this unlock type. We're going to change a few things here, so I'm actually happy to delete most of these. So then what's this at the bottom? Okay, so for each leaf in leaves, so this would be yeah, so this is like a failsafe to sort of get rid of yeah, so is that why does that look like it's inside? Yeah, so on title screen is where we do the loading basically. So for each leaf in all leaves, like if that doesn't exist, so like yeah, update all of the stuff about it, and if not, then add it. And so that's basically to correct between, so yeah, like sync up with between save and leaves. So I think we can keep that. And then so debug.log. Gonna have to call it in a minute because it's spinning my wheels a bit. Tomorrow I've got childcare again in the morning, but I'll be back at back at 1 o'clock, same like today. Okay, this is completely defunct now. Why were you saving? Okay. So why did it fail to save? That's sad. Why did it fail to save? Let's just going to delete the save file. Damn it. Why did it fail to save? Oh, I know why. It's because leaves have sprites and they're not supposed to have sprites. Okay, that's fine. So this would be like, this would depend on, so the image would be, so the leaf's image, like it would depend on what type of leaf it is. So like switch leaf dot unlock type case 0 equals like let's just not worry about this for now, because basically like I am going to do sprites differently. We're going to have sprites have their own thing, but also we're going to have stats, and I would be able to say stats dot hp dot sprite. Basically that's how I would do it, so we don't worry about sprite. But we'll know it's working if the text changes. Okay, I think that was because it like failed to save properly. Let's see what happens. I mean, it's named them, so it's done that. It's found all the bits that it needs to find. So I think that's working then. Okay, that's good. And why is it yellow though? So base manager. So if it's unlocked, so yeah, I just got that wrong. If it's unlocked, otherwise, yeah, do that. Okay, that's a milestone. What I'm wondering is why the buttons end up being enabled. Interactable, that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, so I don't understand why it would be set to interactable. Why? Oops. That's funny. The exit button shouldn't be doing that. But yeah, never mind, because this is all going to change anyway. Okay. So how is it possible that it's available? Very bizarre. Oh, come on. Like, I really don't understand. I'm sure it'll become clear, but God, I've been going so slow this afternoon. I'll be fast. Well, I probably won't be faster next time. I think next time I'm going to be equally slow. But then, Thursday morning, I'm back. Okay, so the leaf cost hasn't translated. The bean cost. Hmm? Yeah, so it's not carrying anything over. So the new leaf. But it was able to name. So it was able to do this part. Yeah, so it's definitely got a names, but then. So when I made the leaves, did I give them? Yeah, they've got bean costs. So I'm going to go into Title Manager, title screen. Because I think I must have. I think this must just be wrong. I feel like that's messing with it. Because if the name's persisting and everything, then. Really? It's just everything zero? That bloody annoys me. I don't understand why. I don't think I'm going to figure it out today. But yeah, I don't know why. Just... Sorry, but the beans don't actually... Like, the name is the only thing that carries over. Because it's definitely getting the name from somewhere, unless... debug, log, if dot. Okay, like this is happening after. Okay, so that starts to make sense now. No, it still doesn't quite make sense to me. I get why this is happening after. But I don't get why... Well, like, how is it getting the names? So it's got the name, and it's got the bean cost. But over... So that's correct. Leaf.names, leaf.beancost. That has been... That is confirmed correct. Then when we open one of these, is it some... It's going to be some of that fucking bullshit to do with... Yeah, God, I hate this. So... It's because it's like... Yeah, it's just got empty shit in here. Oh no, it's got the names. It's got the bean cost. It's got everything. So if we ask... Oh, I know why. It's because it hadn't got the leaf yet. So it's like... So... Sorry, I'm not explaining it very well, but... So we open the building... And at this point, it's not even got its leaf yet. So... Can this happen on awake? So that it happens before we actually switch the object on? Is that how that works? I'm not sure it is. Okay, yeah. Alright. That seems to have worked. So can we now... Okay, yeah, that seems to have worked. Okay, so now we can just for... let's do a little cheat, save load, current profile dot magic beans, this equals 5. Okay, and now that one's available, and then we just need to figure out what happens when we press it. So that'll be next time. So next time, more UI programming. So thanks anyone who joined today. Really appreciate it. And I will be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. So please subscribe if you want to see that. Thank you very much. All right, cheers. Bye.